Check. Can you all hear me? Yep, yep. Check, check. Anything y'all want to do today? Postures or body parts? Sure. Lower back. Okay. Anything else? All right. So I got to be honest with y'all. I'm not really feeling that great today. My knee has been killing me all week. It did not feel better after I practiced on Thursday, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to really do with y'all, but I'll be up here and at least demo out the pose. But if you see me kind of break and standing around a little bit, that's just kind of the best I have. Yeah, let's play iron a little bit. Let's see where we can kind of go. Some shoulder stuff, some low back. We'll get into some hip flexor things. We'll get into some adductors. Help clear out the low back through some adductor stuff. Maybe a quad stretch up the wall. Maybe we could do something like that. Get into the quads a little bit deeper. So, all right, take a nice seat. Close the eyes. Sit up tall. Take a few breaths. Full breath in, complete breath out. Lean back a little bit. Feel the sit bones root down. As we're sitting, we want to balance the weight down into the sit bones. If we were standing, it would be our heels. And you'll notice as you lean back that little bit, the muscles running up your spine, spinal erectors, right? They start to activate. You feel the muscles in your back starting to kick on. Now, what happens to our head all day? It wants to fall forward, right? So you want to go chin down just a touch. You're not trying to touch your chin to your chest, but you just don't want your chin up to the sky either. You just want it straight forward. Now try to slide the back of your neck towards the wall behind you. That's a lot of work, right? Think of those muscles. They're deficient all day as they hang. Here, we're activating them. We're asking them to work. Remember, muscles are lazy. They want to take the path of least resistance, which means just to deactivate or hang out. But the flip side to that is once you start to activate them and they start to catch on, right, muscle memory takes over. And they feel a little better than activating for you, turning on, holding some of that space that you're asking them to do, or making some of the actions that we're going to do. From listening to yourself breathe, to slowing down the beginning of the inhale and pushing more on the end of the exhale. Maybe counting out the breath. So you bring it to balance. So if you inhale, it'll be 2 or 3 seconds. When you exhale, same 2 or 3 seconds. Maybe find Ujjayi breath. And then check into your body again. Notice what probably happened. The belly crunched, the upper back rounded as the shoulders fell forward, and the chin fell. So do the opposite. Sit up tall, lean back a little bit, feel the sit bones root, feel the spine lift up out of the waist. Let the shoulders settle back just a little bit. We're not trying to pinch our shoulder blades to our spine, but we're not trying to let them round forward. And we're taking our throat back. Next inhale, let the arms lift. Let the exhale bring the fingertips and the knuckle pads to root. Now, like if there was a string that was attached to the heels of your hands and attached to your chest, like your sternum, your breastplate, think of you're lifting yourself up. Pull your belly in. Pull those shutters closed. So the bottom of your rib cage, you're engaging the upper ab as you pull those ribs down and back. And now you feel like you're sitting up nice and tall and you can hold that. And one time together to initiate our practice. Together, the sound of Om. All together. Deep breath in. We softly bow our head to our hearts, our heads to each other's hearts. Inhale, lift the head, open the eyes, release the hands. All right, let's start out in child's pose. So child's pose, we're going to have feet are touching, like big toes are touching. Knees are wide to the edge of your mat. Arms are up overhead. And take a couple breaths here. Now in child's pose, we rest here sometimes, but some other times we're going to activate this and use this position in a few different ways. So just look forward. Check on your hands. You want your pointer fingers straight forward or turned out a little bit. We just don't want them to be turned in. That's going to set the shoulder in a good place. Now, like you're hugging your mat into the midline, like hug in, like you're squeezing your mat to the center. And you're going to feel like the muscles in your arms start to activate. Keep your forearms lifting up away from the mat. Lift your inner biceps up. When you lift your inner biceps, it's going to feel like your shoulders move out away from your neck. You want that. If your inner biceps dropped, that's the shoulder peeling away again. So keep those inner biceps lifting up. Now, slide your forehead off the mat so the muscles in the back of the neck start to activate. The muscles in the upper back start to kick on. And now soften your chest towards the mat. So think of the opposing forces. The arms are lifting up. The back of the neck is sliding to the ceiling, but the chest is softening down towards the mat. One more breath. Then look forward. Walk your hands towards the right side of your mat. Root that left sit bone into the left heel, and then start to breathe up that left side body. Now, as you anchor that left sit bone to that left heel, you're holding it there, right? That's going to be below the waist. Now, on the inhale, breathe above the waist. And you're peeling those two areas apart, like right off that hip bone, right off the top of the pelvis. Feel it come up through the ribs. If you want to get into your lat a little more, that's like the middle of back, that's this muscle right here. TP your fingers like this, and you'll feel this real nice stretch kick on right here. One more breath. And then inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. When you're ready, look forward, walk your hands towards the left side of your mat. And again, just in case you see me, if you're at home or you're here in the studio and you see me kind of break out of these poses, sometimes I just got to let that knee loose a little bit. And then as you walk your hands towards the left, take those few breaths, feel the anchoring. So right sit bone to right heel. And as you breathe up, you're going to feel it peel right through that low back, coming up through then into that like lower thoracic spine, that middle, upper thoracic, up into your neck even as you start to look towards maybe that left hand, and then TP the fingers to get into that lat a little deeper. One more breath. And then inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. Next inhale, come up, all fours, hands and knees. Hands are an inch or two in front of your shoulders. Knees are an inch or two behind your hips. Same thing. See, I got my pointer fingers. You can see for like my hands, my thumb and my pointer finger, they're totally on the mat. But like half of my middle, my whole ring and my whole pinky are off the mat. I need that for my shoulders. As your hands are a little bit wider, it's going to, if you have shoulder injuries or a little tight there, it's going to help you move through the space. Start to claw the floor. And now hug those hands in, just like we did before. And you feel all the energy running up the arm. Squeeze your biceps. Sweep your inner heels out so they're pointing straight to the sky. They're going to try to do this. So we just sweep this way. Then hug your shins in, like fire up your inner thighs.
Then pull your heels towards your butt. Get your hamstrings to engage. Pull your pelvic floor up. Pull your belly button in. Pull your shutters closed. Slide the back of your neck towards the ceiling. Bring your chin to your chest. There's a lot of shit, right? This is all the stuff you want to check in your pose. Try to get to that optimal low mountain. One more breath. And then from here, oscillating cat-cow. So you're going to take the hips up, back, and around. Forward, under, and down. We're going to do 5 each way. Up, back, and around. You could even look up. Forward, under, and down. And as we're working now those vertebrae through their full range of motion, we're going to feel this nice opening happen in that lumbar spine. Through the whole spine, but we're really, as we're moving the pelvis, we're getting into that low back. Now, this is my last one. Whenever you come to your last one, your 5th one, come to a neutral position, take a breath, and then we'll go side 2. Try your best to, you don't want really the hips to come forward of the knees like this much, right? You're trying to kind of keep them stacked up. Yeah, they're moving a little bit, but that's going to bring it more into the pelvis as you stay a little more stacked. Now, this is my last one. Whenever you hit those 5 or balance out your side, come to that neutral low mountain position. Remember, low mountain, we're not hanging out. This is full on. All my muscles are hugging in, right? I'm trying to squeeze strong. I'm trying to start stabilizing myself. Go back to that pelvic floor. Pull that belly in. Pull those shutters closed. One more breath. Walk the knees back. Puppy dog. Look forward a little bit here. Now keep those arms lifting up. So forearms and inner biceps. Slide the back of your neck towards the ceiling. Pull your belly button in. Pull those shutters closed. Then as you look forward, TP the fingers on the right hand. Thread the left hand underneath with the palm up. Let's take a little twist now. Now in your lumbar spine, it doesn't really twist too much. It's really just trying to get some decompression here, a little space. It's that thoracic spine that's going to twist. It's going to do all the big movements. Inhale, come back to center, soften down the middle. When you're ready, side 2. TP the fingers on that left hand. Thread that right hand underneath. Now, twists are above the waist, right? So you got to make sure that that right hip doesn't fall on you. You might even have to shift your hips back to the right a little bit. Now, like sit bones are reaching back. You're going to breathe forward out of your crown of your head, and then you're going to twist a little bit deeper. Take a breath. Next inhale, come up, all 4s, hands and knees. When you're ready, step back to plank. So you could see my shoulders are stacked up on top of my wrist. See, if I'm in this position here, this starts to get kind of challenging for my shoulders. I got to keep this stack. And now my feet, you can see, my heels are reaching back. See how I'm reaching my heels to the wall behind me? They're not here. They're never going to be here. But they are going to go from here to here. This is where we're going to be in our plank. This is where we're going to be when we go to chaturanga. So right now, we're in plank. We want to reach the heels back. Now keep that. Lift the hips, push back, downward dog. We've done this a couple times today. Start to hug the hands in. Keep the forearms and the inner biceps lifting up. Slide the back of the neck forward. Now, as you keep that, push your hands down and forward, and you're going to take your chest back towards your toenail. So you're going to start to bring the arms up overhead more. Stay with your belly. Stay with the shutters. You don't want to like go into a back bend here. You're just trying to like have a neutral spine. And then if you want to straighten the legs, straighten the legs. If you want to keep the knees bent, keep the knees bent. And then inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, back to downward dog. Now we're actually getting a 2 for 1 here for sure. We're working dynamically in the upper body, so opening up the arms and the shoulders, the chest, the upper back, activating them as well, right? Because we're taking them through full range of motion. And same thing in the hip. We're coming from flexion in downward dog to extension in plank, back to the flexion, right? We're taking those muscles through their full range of motion. One more. And then as you come forward, to keep the shoulders safe, actually, everybody just come to plank. We'll meet here for a quick second. Now, like you're spinning the lids on the ball jars, right? So your right hand is like it's tightening the jar, and your left hand's like it's loosening. And you're going to feel that you start to like squeeze the back of the shoulder in. We want that. Now come forward in the feet. There's, as you bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Take 3 nice breaths. So you can stay low here. You can come up a little bit higher, whatever feels good for you. But you want shoulders back and down away from your ears. When you're ready, lower the chest. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Keep those inner biceps lifting up. Remember, if it feels more comfortable to keep your knees bent, keep your knees bent. If you want to straighten your legs, straighten your legs. Inhale, come forward to plank. Work the lids on the ball jars. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. You want your forearms to be straight up and down in your chaturangas. If they start to fall back, the bicep's going to start pulling on that scapula, and it's going to start to pull the shoulder out. After your 3 breaths, back to chaturanga, or lower your chest. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Nice, y'all. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. High on your fingertips of your blocks. Keep pushing down. Keep hugging those feet together. So pushing down is top to bottom. Right? Front to back is going to be pull your front heel back and your back toes forward. Side to side is going to be like hugging our shins in, even though they're not next to each other. Square that left hip forward a touch. Pull that pelvic floor up. Pull your belly button in. Pull your shutters closed. Heart reaches out. Yeah. Throat's back. Gaze is out in front of the mat. Reach through the crown of the head. Inhale, come up, Virabhadrasana, 1 crescent. Now remember, we want to work evenly here. Muscle and organic energy. Muscle energy is lifting this left thigh up strong. But organic is going to soften that right thigh down towards the mat. We're going to keep the power. Right? We're going to keep reaching up. In your arms, the wider is going to be freer in the shoulder. Narrower is going to be more challenging, but squeeze in like a beach ball. Yep. Now maybe curl back, come into that lead knee. 1 more breath. Nice, y'all. Exhale the hands down. Step back, downward dog. Stay with your breath. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, baby cobra. Exhale, lower back to chaturanga, or lower your chest. You can see my forearms are straight up and down. Push up through plank. Back to downward dog. Reach the left leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Now make sure you're not hyperextending the knee on that back leg. So you want to pull the kneecap up towards your waist and not push it up towards the ceiling. Now all the power we worked earlier, right? We're going to get all that, pushing down and hugging in. Then we might reach the heel back, the front knee forward. We're going to reach up out of the crown of the head. We're going to keep breathing side to side. 1 more breath. And as you push down, inhale, come up. Virabhadrasana, 1 crescent. Crescent keeps that back heel up. That keeps the low back safe. Can't do that. Bring that right hip forward a little bit. Keep pushing down. Front knee is going to go right on top of the ankle. Start tracking it with that second toe. And now breathe up. Remember, engage. Like reach up through your thumbs. Spread your fingers. Engage what's furthest away from the connection. Now maybe you can curl back in the pose. Yep. 1 more breath. And then exhale the hands down. Step back, downward dog. When you're ready, work through 1 vinyasa. Stay with your breath. Nice, y'all. Look forward. Bend your knees. Step or jump between your hands. Swing your arms up. Take a nice big reach. Charge those legs up. So work from your heels.
Spread your feet out like you're reaching your pinky toe forward and root into the pinky toe mound. Then widen your foot to the center to push into the big toe mound. Now keep the arches lifting up. Pull that power up your legs. Feel your inner thighs engage. Remember, it was kneecaps to the waist, not kneecaps to the wall behind you. Pelvic floor, belly, shudders, maybe curl back. One more breath. Inhale, come up. Take your right hand behind your back, left hand to your elbow. Take that nice stretch here. Stretching a lot of muscles that are going to do this internal rotation, right? Your lats, that serratus anterior, trying to open up some of that stuff so this can happen a little bit easier. Exhale, release. Inhale the arms up. Swap side two. I do this with y'all a lot. This is like one of my poses because lats are strong muscles and they're going to kind of keep us from taking our arms overhead. What happens is as the lat doesn't have the length, this wants to happen because where else is the space going to be made? It's always going to be made. Right? So it's going to try to force itself into that. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. So we try to bring a little more intention to those areas, right? Open them up. Now, keep the legs charged. So how you doing that? Just like we've been working. We're pushing into our heels, and we're sweeping our inner heels out. And then we're hugging the shins in, and then we're pulling our heels to our butt and our butt to our heels. That's your hamstrings engaging. You're pulling your knees to your waist. That's your quads. Look forward. There's your spine, right? And drag your fingers back to your toes a little bit. It's going to feel like you pull your spine out of your waist. Now go ahead and exhale. Dive into that pose nice and deep. You can do that again. You can inhale, look forward. You charge your legs, right? Lengthen the spine, then exhale, fold. You can stay static if you want. One's not better than the other. It's just where you want to play. Notice if you can get down a little bit lower. Now, as you reach to the floor, you don't want to disengage your arms. Sit back as the knees bend. Swing the arms up. Big reach. Bring your arms in front. Plug your arms in, right? This is how long your arms out. Now, like, that's too much. That's not enough, right? I got to plug in. Now, keep that, right? Notice what always happens. They unplug. So feel what this is like. I always think like a robot or like T-Rex, right? Like short little arms. Keep that. Now, inhale the arms up. Hold that feeling, right? Exhale, fold. Take your arms out this way. You'll connect to the upper back. You'll hold the arm in a little more. Now bring the hands down, straight out in front of you. They might be higher than they were before. That's okay. They're plugged into the sockets. Use your block if you need to. Look forward. And as you fold, let the depth of the pose come like deeper at the hip crease. So like up the back of the legs, up the spine. Instead of just disengaging those arms, right? Rotator cuffs they're not very strong. Sit back as the knees bend, swing the arms up. So that's why we got to be careful with them, right? Exhale the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. And take those shoulders back a little bit. First, fill the ribs, right? Then exhale, take the shoulders back. That's how we get that nice peel off our chest here. And then through the front of the shoulder. Now you can get to those biceps a little bit. Remember we said, so the bicep, as the elbow would fall back in chaturanga, it would do this, right? Like this kind of happens. So let's open this up a little bit. What you do is you take your hands like you're pulling them apart, but you don't. That's called isometric engagement without movement. Now take your hands away from you, and you'll start to feel that come up your arms. Take the head and the throat back. One more breath. Exhale, release. Swing the arms up. Now here's that swan dive. Yep. Then inhale, look forward. Make sure the arms are plugged. And then exhale, fold. Nice, y'all. And then just check in. And maybe go again if you feel like you want to stay active. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. One more breath. Then bend the knees, place the hands, step or jump back, downward dog, move through your vinyasa 3 times. Remember, work those lids on the ball jars. Stay with your breath.
If your inhale is 2 seconds, right, it's taking you 2 full seconds to come forward to plank. If your exhale is 2 seconds, right, 2 seconds to lower, 2 seconds to come into cobra, or whatever the length of your breath is. I'm just using 2 seconds as an example, right? But stay with your breath. We'll meet back in downward dog. Let's play with a little bit of the strength. So you want to push your right hand down and forward, right? Take your left hand to the outside of the calf or shin for that twist. But keep pushing that right hand down and forward. You're going to keep the weight working back towards the legs. Inhale, unwind. Right? So you can hold yourself up there. Now push your hand down and forward, the left. Then take the right to the outside of the calf or shin. Yep. Maybe peek underneath the arm a little bit. Inhale, unwind. Nice hold, y'all. Work through one vinyasa. Reach the right leg straight back. Step it through. Lunge. Spin the back heel. Come up, bent arm to bent knee. So here's one of the reasons why I always have you bring that arm in front to make sure that it's rooted in, right? Then as you sweep the bicep up along the cheek, you know you're in that good place. You're integrated. Now the front knee, we want it on top of the ankle, and we want it to track the second toe. So right now it's probably falling in, right, towards the big toe, even the inside, because we got to open up those adductors. So we want to first root that left thigh back. It's going to try to pop forward, so like you're sticking your butt back on the left side. It might pull the knee in because you're stretching those muscles more. Now breathe the right hip, like breathe up out of that right hip so you're not collapsing. Yeah. Now go right sit bone down to right heel, or sweep your right heel towards the wall with the window and the door. There's the knee peeling out. Maybe the right hand down to the block or the floor. Pull the belly in and the shutters closed. Maybe start to rotate so the top of the ribs go back, the bottom of the ribs go forward. One more breath. Push into that front heel. Inhale, come up. Warrior two. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Bow to the inside of that right thigh, humble warrior. Look to the front left corner of your mat. There's the spine long. That's where we want to be. Now, just like we did before, pull the hands apart. Maybe start to reach like isometrically. Now maybe start to reach the arms up towards the sky a little bit, deep in the stretch. One more breath. Nice, y'all. Exhale the hands down. Spin the back heel up, downward dog. Move through one vinyasa. Stay with your breath. Your breath might have picked up a little bit, right? Because your heart rate probably picked up a touch as we're holding and linking those poses. From downward dog, reach the left leg straight back. Step it through, lunge. Then spin that back heel. Line it up, heel with arch, climb the elbow to the knee. If you're ready to sweep the arm up, sweep it up. If you're ready to plug in, then let the arm come up overhead. Now, if you look, my bicep is right, I'm looking right up into my bicep, like my cheek is right against it. That's where I want to be, arm right overhead. Then if I'm going to go hand down to the block of the floor, and I go for it. If I'm going to rotate open a little bit, you got to go belly in and shutters closed first. That way the spine's long. Now as you rotate, don't lose the shutters. Feel the spine start to rotate. One more breath. Push into that front heel. Inhale, come up. Warrior two. Then when the hands go behind the back, if your left pinky was under, right pinky gets its turn. And then we bow to the inside of that left thigh. Then we're going to look to the front right corner of our mat. Keep the knee widening out. Keep the spine getting long. Keep the back of the neck sliding to the ceiling.
Maybe start to reach those arms up, deepen that shoulder stretch. One more breath. Beautiful. Exhale, hands down.
Spin the back heel up, downward dog. When you get back to downward dog, exhale, lower your knees. Sit back on your heels, child's pose, whatever feels good.
Full breath in, complete breath out.
We're going to meet in child's pose. I'm going to do that little adductor stretch with y'all. So if you're not sure what it is, just look forward and I'll go through here and then we'll go through it together. So I start from my child's pose and then inhale, I'm going to come up like all fours with my knees wide. And then exhale, I soften my pelvis to the floor, right? Think of the cue soften. There's a lot of control, right, as compared to collapse. Then I'm going to inhale, push back up like all fours with my knees wide. And then exhale, I'm going to bring sit bones to heels. All right, so come on, let's try it together. Let's start in child's pose. We're going to inhale, come forward. Exhale, soften. Inhale, push back up. Stay with your breath. Exhale, push back. Inhale comes up. Exhale, softens. Use those arms like pillars. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, push back. Keep it going. When you soften that pelvis, keep your belly button in. Just keep moving with your breath. Nice and slow, right? Heart rate came down. We took a little break. I've been mentioning to y'all, this is a tough time of year, right? This is a big transition. So you feel tired a lot, right? We got to take a couple extra breaks. That's pretty normal. We honor all that, right? It's a tough time of year. There's a lot of change. The light's disappearing. It's getting chillier. And then we'll meet back in child's pose. Take a few breaths here. And then inhale, come up, all fours, hands and knees. You know why we rest. Step back to plank. All right, bring a little balance to some of this hard work we're doing. So let's get back into it. Keep pushing down. Now knees count. I'm starting here with my shoulders on top of my wrist crease and I'm reaching out of my heels. I'm pulling that belly in. So belly button to spine. Shutters are closed. And I'm lengthening my sit bones towards the backs of my knees a little bit. My butt wants to fly in the air. Now, like, this is too much, right? I'm not going that far. I'm just not letting my butt go up to the sky. And that feels good on my low back. If my belly button falls to the floor, it's going to feel crummy on my low back. Keep reaching back out of your heels. Keep reaching forward out of the crown of your head. Keep breathing side to side. Feel the action of pushing down. We got about 10 seconds left. Keep breathing. Maybe you're starting to shake a little bit. That's good. And then from here, slowly lower to your bellies. Take your right hand out to the side. Bend your left knee. Roll towards your right hip. Elise, did you know where that was going? You were feeling it. Now, so I always support, like you always see me do mine with my fingers TP'd on my left hand, like across from my right shoulder. That's to give some support to the shoulder, right? So I'm playing this a little more therapeutic. You can also interlace your hands behind your back, right? If that's where you want to kind of take the pose deeper in that direction. It's not a right or a wrong. It's not one's better and one's worse. It's just what feels good to you. But now here, we're going to get into that bicep again. So claw the floor. Now drag yourself forward like you're reaching your chest towards the wall with the window and the door. And you're going to feel that come up your arm, your forearm and your bicep. Now, as you take your left chest, like take your left shoulder back and your left chest towards the sky, you deepen the whole thing and it really gets into the chest. But work those two actions. They're two different ones. Go forward, then start to open towards the sky. One more breath. And these are muscles we just warmed up too, so now they're going to peel. And then inhale, come back to center. And then we can swap side too. So we're going to take our left hand out. Make sure your arm is plugged in its socket. That's the job of your rotator cuff, is to hold your arm into the socket, right? It's not made for big movements. It's meant to hold and stabilize. So feel it root in. Then as you roll towards that left hip, step the right foot behind. It's kind of like wilding on the floor. Then if you want a TP, TP. So you can kind of see from the backside here. Forward with my arm out to the side, right? So I'm starting to peel that area from my fingers right up my hand and my forearm, my bicep. And then if I want to get in the chest a little bit more, I just start to open. Maybe I even look up to the sky. That's going to initiate even more of an opening. If your hands are clasping behind your back, if your right pinky was under last time, left pinky this time, or whatever side you need to balance out. A couple more breaths. And then inhale, come back to center. Roll to your right side. Bring your knees in front like you're watching TV on the floor. So I could be here. I could be here with my arm on myself. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Then you're going to take your left hand. You're going to go to the inside of your left knee and the outside of your left foot. Or your strap. Your strap would be around your foot here. Then you're going to pull your hand into your foot and you're going to kick your foot into your hand. You can feel all the muscles in your leg engage. Now bring your foot towards like where the two walls are meeting over there by where the window and doors are. Now start to open that leg towards the ceiling. Keep sweeping your right heel into the mat. Keep your belly in. Keep your shutters closed. Now we want a little external rotation here. So we want the out seam to go forward. And as you do that, you're going to feel that your thigh's moving away from your ribs. Now, you could sweep your inner heel, right, to the center. But there's two joints there, so I want you all to know that. Yes, this action, it works, but you're trying to turn the femur, your thigh bone, right? But you can sweep the heel in and you'll start to feel that action. Then I want you to kind of hone in from knee to hip as you try to get that feeling. Is that a deeper feeling? Hell yes. Right? But that's how it goes. We keep building. One more breath. Now watch the boing. Bend the knee. Come back to center. And then roll to side two. So see, it's like while we're just kind of setting up, if you're not sure what I mean, when I take my leg like this, right, I can sweep. But remember, joint and joint, and I'm trying to really make the action out here, right, to get this to happen, external rotation. Then when my thigh moves away from my ribs, that made space, what do I got to do above the waist? I'm going to breathe up, opening here, instead of that hip just cramping up and closing off. So right hand to the inside of the right knee, engage, kick towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. Then start to open towards the sky. Sweep that right heel into the mat. Get a little bit of that external rotation. TFL on the outside of the hip. Start to feel crampy on you. Now watch the hyperextension in the knee. Little micro bend. Start opening a little bit further here. Nice, y'all. And now breathe. Shoulders
upper trunk, core. One more breath. Then bend the knee, come back to center. Meet. Bend your right, take your right arm underneath, bend your left knee, reach back, grab your ankle, your foot, or your strap. Hug your knees in, so adduct. Pull your belly button to your spine and bring your pubic bone into the yoga mat. That's going to start to clear the low back. Now start to draw the heel towards the sit bone. That's going to deepen the quad stretch. Now if you still feel this in your low back like that, I feel this a little bit sometimes, take your forehead and bring it to your forearm. Now you're going to be as neutral in your spine as you can be. Go back to belly button. Go back to pubic bone to the mat. You'll feel the low back clear even more. Then start to draw the heel towards the sit bone a little deeper. You don't want to pull your heel to your sit bone until you neutralize your pelvis, which is belly button in, sit bones to the backs of the knees, or it's belly button in and pubic bone to the yoga mat, however you want to think of your pelvis, top, bottom, front, back. Watch the boing as you release. Swap side two. Keep hugging in. Belly to spine, pubic bone to the mat, heel to the hip or to the sit bone. I like thinking the sit bone a little better because you don't really want to pull your heel to the outside of your hip because that's going to tweak your knee joint. If you draw it towards the sit bone, it'll stay a little more neutral there. And I always tell y'all, knees work awesome front to back, right, and terrible side to side. We don't want to put any negative pressure in there. Everything we're doing, exercise is stress, right? But it's positive stress. Everything we're doing, right? Positive stress on ourselves. Watch the boing as you release. Take a breath. Bring the thumbs nipple line. Now see here, I got to take my shoulders back and my forearms are going to be straight up and down. Now I'm going to curl my toes under real deep because if I don't go real deep, I'm going to get too long here. So pull your toes to your shins. Now charge your legs up. Bring your belly button to your spine. Sit bones to the backs of the knees. Push up the chaturanga. Take a breath. Push up the plank. Reach out of your heels. Take a breath. Knees count. Push back, downward dog. Take a few breaths. Nice, y'all. Full breath in, complete breath out. And work through one vinyasa. Keep bringing the chest towards the toenails. One more breath. Take your feet wide, walk your hands back, come to Malasana, squat pose. So see, if your heels don't root or you're trying to get into the hips or you got a knee or any of this ankle stuff, the higher I come up, right, with my heels, the more accessible this whole thing is going to be, right? To have my feet flat is really tough for me right now, but since I'm boosted up a little more, right, it kind of lets me get into this space. If you need to, you roll up your mat or you have your blanket, whatever feels good. Now hug in a little bit. Got to activate those muscles first. Now push them away to stretch. Push your elbows down into inside your thighs, and then lift your spine up a little bit. The pose does have, right, especially as we're working in a crow, it has this rounding feature to it, right, for a lot of us, but we just don't want to dump into it, right? We kind of just want to neutralize that. Now, if you want to stay here, stay here. Up, I just can't come out of that like that. We're going to go to crow. So what I do is I take my hands just like they would be downward dog. I'm going to take my knees. If I'm coming from Malasana, my knees are on the outsides of my arms.
But some of you might feel better stacking your knees on the backs of your arms. It's going to give you more foundation. Then I'm going to walk my feet to the midline so my big toe mounds are touching. Then I'm going to look forward, and the weight's going to start to come forward. When I feel my feet starting to get light, I'm going to pull my heels to my butt, and then I'm going to push my hands down into the mat, try to like straighten my arms.
Nice, y'all. Yeah, when you start, get your butts up in the air. Right? See, if you're learning the pose, go up here, right? And then bend your knees and keep your butt up in the air this way. And then I look forward, and that starts to bring the weight. That's when I want to bring my heels up, and then I keep pushing down. And then you can link to different things, right? When we hit, we're about to go there now, but all right, when you're ready, lower down. We're going to do quad stretch up the wall first, okay? I can move those blankets in one stack if that helps so we can get them out of the way a little bit more. We'll have plenty of room to get up. Yep, use the front up here if you want, the door. Yeah, Mel, if you want to take that. Jen, thank you. You can you squeeze? You could for quad stretch. I'm not sure what your inversion.
I don't know if I'm going to be inverting anyway.
Oh, so yeah, use that little space up. So at home, if you don't have the wall to take your foot on, we're going to come to this position. Right? If we were on the wall, we would have our foot up this way. So I could just reach back here. Side view, you could see I'd be here, so like low lunge, and then I just would bend that knee and come back this way. Right? So you could be here too. So we're going to go leg up the wall. So if you're tight, and keep a block handy if you're a little tight too. I can kind of lean on this. I can't really push, but I'll be able to show you the shape. So if I'm real tight or a little more accessible way for me to take my foot up the wall, I'm going to bring my hip against the wall like this. Then I'm going to spin as my foot goes up. You can see my foot going up the wall. And then I would step this bottom foot under like this. Or I could bend my right knee, take my foot up the wall, and then I'm going to step my bottom leg over. So let's meet here. Right foot up the wall, left leg in front. Now, the closer your knee is to the wall, the more intense this is going to be. So if you need this to be a little more accessible, move your knee forward a little bit. If your quads are real tight, move your knee forward. Now, when you come up, I could be here. I've told y'all before, there's been many times that I've stayed right here. If I've surfed a lot or if I've like biked a lot, hip flexors are super tight, quads are tight, I would stay here. Maybe you go to your block. But as you come up, pull your belly button towards your spine. Feel your belly move away from your thigh. That keeps intensifying the stretch on that right thigh. Now drag that right knee forward isometrically. So without movement, right? You drag forward and the quad stretch getting better. Go to the belly button again. Here's the shutters. Shutters are trying to blow open right now. I got to go this way. Shutters closed. Now take your head and your throat back. Some of you are going to want to go arms. Plug in, take the arms up overhead. That's a little like, that goes to my low back. So be careful that that doesn't happen. What do you got to keep closed? Shutters. One more breath. Then exhale the arms down if they're there. Hands we go out just the way we came in. So lower the front, then lower the back. Nice, y'all. Swap side too. So see, as I come up, I'm just going to go nice and slow. I take my time. I don't just like force my way up. Otherwise, I go right into my low back. I could just tweak my way up and lose my shutters and kind of back bend, but that's not the pose. The spine is neutral here as I come up. See, I want to stay here. And then throat back. And then I start to pull belly away from spine. I start to sit up a little taller. I'm trying to represent Tadasana, right, somehow. Is like this Tadasana or this Tadasana? No, here. Yep. If you want to go further, go for it. And settle the pose. Like, hell yeah, my quad's screaming right now, but I'm not letting my face show that, right? My face is like, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I am. It just happens to be a really intense moment, right? One more breath. Then arms if they're up, or all the way down if they're on the knee. Then lower the front, and then lower the back. Woo! Nice, y'all. All right, so we'll do some inversions. Okay, you know, if it's not your day to invert, you're always welcome to go legs up the wall, do a pose that feels good to you. We did some shoulders. We can go dolphin. If anybody wants to work dolphin, you can work dolphin into like pincha. Okay, so if you want to play with that, go for it. I'll talk everybody through downward dog and L pose. Really good work in the upper back and the shoulders, L pose. Right, so feel free to play there. So if you're going to go on your own, go for it. If you're going to stick with me, all fours, hands and knees, feet are touching the wall. If you're at home, you don't have the wall to kick up on, lay on your back, knees bent, interlace your hands behind your thigh, take a bunch of breaths, and you can swap into side two. If you're with me, all fours, hands and knees, take a breath, low mountain, right? We're real fiery here. When you're ready, lift the knees and the hips, short downward dog. Step one foot up the wall, then the second foot up the wall. Yeah, Nat, that's it. Yes, bending the elbows. Yeah. Now, if your knees are bent, you're in downward dog inverted. If your legs are straight, you're in L pose. But in both poses, the chest is working towards the wall that your feet are on, or like towards your toenails. Awesome, yo. You stay as long as you want. Maybe you come up, rest. Fingertips and knuckle pads. So that when you want to come away from the wall, you're going to push into your fingertips. Okay. It's going to bring you this way. Okay. When you push into your knuckle pads, it's going to bring you back that way towards the wall. To come away from the wall. Yep, yep. And then use the knuckle pads as the brake. All right. About maybe 30 seconds or so, right? If you're about to kick up, go for it. Look between your hands. There. Then work your fingers. Yeah. Look down. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Do you feel where it's at? Yeah, and it's just like, we're talking about placement, where we're trying to balance in the hand. It's not here. It's here and here. Fingertips and those main knuckle pads here. And that's where we're back and forth here to balance. All right, let's meet on our backs. Now, I talked about this the other day. In supported bridge, right, what you're going to feel is that you got some support on your pelvis, which is then going to help you clear your low back a little more. In the back bends, they should be happening between your shoulder blades, in that middle upper back, north to south, in between your shoulder blades, not rhomboids, right here, this way. But it's high in your upper back. But what's the weak point of the whole bridge? The middle, right here in your lumbar. So of course this is going to want to go. But the action is going to be belly in, sit bones down. So if you take the block, right, and I had the block, and I put it at my sacrum, this is going to give me some more support to feel belly button in, sit bones to the backs of my knees, and now I'm nice and clear. Shoulder blades. This is going here and this. And my legs, of course, are on fire right now, right? Because back bends are 90% legs and 10% back bend. The legs are what's going to support it all, right? So if you want to go supported bridge, where your crack is too low, where your lumbar is too high, that solid part at the top of your pelvis. If you're going to go bridge and wheel, I'm going to talk you first into bridge and the second one into wheel, but you're welcome to do supported bridge, 2 bridges, 2 wheels, whatever you want to play with, all right? So let's start on our backs. Our knees are bent, feet are on the floor, head and shoulders are back. Now, to help in the upper back, you could always, the elbows are bent, the back of the arms are on the floor. Now you can feel the shoulders come back a little bit. Now notice your belly button's going to want to go up to the sky. So we don't want that. We want the other way. So charge your legs up, heels down, sweep them out, hug the shins, heels to butt. Now pull your pelvic floor up. Now as your belly button works towards your spine, feel your pelvis root down into the mat. We want that. Head and shoulders are back. Now slowly lift the hips. Now you got to be careful because y'all are strong. And then that's going to start to go into the low back. From the foundation, keep those inner heels sweeping out. You want to feel that your knees are not splaying out. They're working more towards the midline. You're really trying to internally rotate your thighs, your femurs, right? We talked about external before. We're trying to internally rotate, but just keep your knees working towards one another. Now, as the shoulders go under a little bit deeper, the belly stays in, the shutters stay closed, and the sit bones reach towards the backs of the knees. There's the lumbar opening up. Now maybe push your feet down and forward and feel that back bend deepen underneath the shoulder blades. One more breath. That's a lot of shit, right? It always is. Now control it as you lower down. Keep going belly in, sit bones to the backs of the knees, and try to get your sacrum to land flat when you lower to the floor. That's a lot of work. Nice, y'all. Take the feet wide, let the knees touch, and then one hand on your heart, one hand on your low belly. So why do we do this in between our back bends? So think what happens if I'm narrowing the front, what am I doing to the back? I'm widening, right? I got to do the opposite. So we do this to make sure that if anything did try to jump into that low back, we're clearing it out. We're trying to widen it back open. Let's try one more time. Inhale, open the knees, reset the feet. This time I'll talk you from bridge into wheel. Start charging the legs, work from the neutral pelvis, head and shoulders back, slowly lift the hips. If you're going to go wheel, place your hands wide to the edges of your mat. When you turn your hands out, your elbows are going to come in line with the outside of your shoulders. You want that. Now plug your shoulders back, then push down to come up. Now to do that again, what you're going to do is you're going to push down into your feet, and you're going to pump your heart towards the wall that you're looking at. And when you pump your heart forward, you're going to slide your shoulders even deeper on your back. Everybody, one more breath. Belly in, sit bones to the backs of the knees. Control it as you lower down. See if you get the sacrum to land flat. Take the feet wide, let the knees touch, then swap the hands. So if right hand was on your heart, left hand, or whatever your side two is. And then open the knees and windshield wiper side to side. Nice and slow here. Keep your belly button in and keep your shutters closed. When you lose the belly and the shutters, we're just going to manipulate the ribs, and we're trying to twist the spine here. And there's a big difference. And twisting and rotating is so important to us. And then balance your sides out. So if you started going right, finish going left. And then come to neutral. Hug those knees into your chest a little bit. Give yourself a little hug. That feels good into the low back. And then keep your knees bent, lower your feet to the floor. Inhale your right leg up. Cross it over your left. Scoot your hips to the right a little bit. Let your knees settle to the left. This will start to draw the pelvis away here. So what you want to do is, that's below the waist. Now you want to inhale, breathe up out of your waist. Yep, and you can feel all that starting to lift out and get all that space. And now twist a little deeper in the pose. Maybe even look, take your right arm out to the side and look to the right, down your arm. One more breath. And then inhale, come back to center, unwind the legs.
We'll swap side too. Left leg up, nice and tight here. When the hips go to the left, that's just to stay on your mat. And then the knees can start to fall towards the right a little bit or settle so we control them. Then activate from your feet. Then breathe up out of the waist. The other action is as the knees are hugging towards your chest, your sit bones are reaching down away from you. That's clearing away from the low back as well. And then you're breathing up above the waist. Think of like a seesaw, right? If the femur near the knee starts coming up towards your face, the femur by your hip has to move away from your face, right? It's got to be the opposite, like a seesaw. And that's the action you try to create. Is that a deeper thought? Definitely. But y'all know what the game is, right? Feeling things in your body is going to be the magic. Little by little, the more you feel, then the more you can build on. Inhale, come back to center, unwind the legs. Take the legs out straight, reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice big stretch. Nice big reach here, spread the fingers, spread the toes. Keep those arms plugged in though. Don't let them disengage. So you should feel control of your shoulder blades on your back, not just letting them fly up towards your ears. And then hug that right knee to your chest. Interlace the hands behind your right thigh. Reach the right heel to the sky. You can bend the left knee to soften this pose a little bit. Would definitely feel a little less challenging, a little more accessible in your low back. Here's a little bit of that external rotation. So in this one, you can feel it. Take your, let go of the back of your thigh. Take your right hand, right, your thumb, and bring it to the crease of your right hip towards the outside. Now push the outside forward. That's what we're looking for. That's the feeling. Now that was below the waist. So what are we going to do? We're going to breathe above the waist, right? So inhale, breathe above your waist. Yeah, feel the difference in that? That's the idea that we're looking for. One more breath. And then bend the knee. Take that right leg out. If you're going to keep the knee bent, you can keep it bent now. And then hug your left knee to your chest. Interlace your hands behind the thigh. Remember, swap the pinky hold. Let each side get a turn. And there's that same action, right? Remember, we said we could sweep the heel, the thigh, but you can see and feel in this position that action that we talked about. And then if you need to, you take your thumb, you bring it to the crease of the hip right here. And then I'm going to persuade that forward in front of me. Then that's only one half, right? Now I got to breathe above. And you just feel that peel right off your hip bone, right through the low back, right up the side bodies. Side bodies like hips to armpit. And then bend the knee, release the back of the leg, take the legs out straight, reach the arm. Take that big stretch, that space that we make. Spreading the fingers and the toes. Chest. Give yourself that little hug one more time. Then rock yourself up. Bring your right leg out straight. Reach down, grab the sit bone, widen back and out. And then your left knee bent. See, I want not just my toes pointing straight up, but my kneecap as well. Now I got to hug in, right? Think of oblique sling. I want to pull my ribs here on the right to my adductor on the left. So think of this as the pillar, right? And then here's where I'm pulling across. That's the action. So take your left hand behind you and push it back so you sit up nice and tall. The bent elbow on the right arm to the outside of the knee. Now sit up tall. Remember, work the belly and the shutters. Then start to twist in the pose. And feel, you're drawing those right ribs across to the inside of that left thigh. The left thigh is the pillar, so keep adducting in. Your elbow's helping you as well, right? It's helping hold that knee or the leg. So use that.
You don't want to force, right? But your elbow's definitely helping you persuade a little bit. Maybe peek over the shoulder. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Swap side two. So see, if I just take my leg out, see what my toes want to do? They want to go, it wants to go into external rotation. That's when I reach down, grab my sit bone, and then my opposite hand goes to the inside of my thigh. And then I pull back and I turn the thigh in that little bit. That's getting it to root nice and deep in the socket. And then there's my knee up, there's my toes. I'm going to hug in big toe mount a little bit for the low leg. Now I got to hug this is adduction, right? I'm squeezing in. Then I'm going to take my hand behind me, elbow to the outside of the thigh. I'm going to sit up nice and tall. And then I'm going to start to rotate towards that up knee. Keep hugging to that big toe mount in. Peek over the shoulder that little bit. You ever have any neck issues and twist? You just keep your head. If you want to peek over the shoulder, you certainly can. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Take the legs out straight. Root back if you need to. Take your hands behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Pull the bellies in. Pull the shutters closed. Yep. Keep that. If you want to play a little more muscle energy, take the arms up. See if you can hold that space. Yeah. Remember, wider is going to be a little bit freer. One more breath. And then exhale, hands in front. Lay back. Nice, y'all. Right? You can feel that lift you got. And then hug your knees to your chest. Take your knees wide. Come to happy baby. So see, I want to keep my sacrum flat. So when I hold my feet like this, we did some adductor stuff. This is edgy for me, but it feels pretty controlled. This is where I'm going too far, right? So I don't want to be in my lumbar spine. I want my pelvis to be neutral. So if I let go of my feet and I hold my shins or even my knees, see, now I'm neutral in my pelvis. Then I could take my knees wider than my shoulders. And then as I draw my knees towards my ears, I get a great opener here inside the thighs and in the back of the hip again. If you want to go one leg out or both legs out, you'd be in the back of the legs again. But feel how you can control that pelvis. You could stay out of that low back. You're keeping your belly button working to your spine for sure. You're keeping those shutters closed. Feel that change to pose just as you pull the shutters closed. Because remember, the ribs, they just want to manipulate. Here, you're holding them in that neutral space. And when you're ready, inhale the knees to center. Exhale the legs out straight. We'll take Shavasana. Beautiful practice, crew. Feel free to add or remove layers or props. I'm going to talk everyone through laying flat. One thing we can all do to help clear the low back a little bit is, see, I want to lift up my butt like this, and then I'm going to take my hands, and I'm going to take the fleshiness, and I'm going to push it towards my heels. And then as I place my pelvis back down, I feel this nice clearing in my low back. I let my feet gently roll open. Take your arms along the sides. And as you turn your open palm to the sky, feel that your shoulders root back. They settle. Let your head rest back. Maybe let your eyes close. And allow the tongue to soften from the roof of the mouth. Let the body get heavy. Let the mind soften. Let the mind turn back to the breath. Let the exhale clear and remove all those things that no longer serve you, right? Those things you wanted to change and improve on. And your inhale, it draws in those new ideas and feelings, those engagements. And our heart opens.
heart gets ready to move the practice into the yoga of life, the practice of life, just as it will bring you back to the mat. Continue to practice here. Since in the yoga of life or here on the mat, we play the game just the same. We take a breath, we set a foundation, and we engage, and we express the best that we have in that moment. Always remembering that with each breath is another chance, another opportunity. It's a new moment. And begin here to draw in a deeper breath. Feel the breath washing over the body, toes, fingers, crown of your head through your heart. Reawakening that better version of yourself. Ready for whatever challenge is next. As the fingers and the toes wiggle, the arms and the legs stretch or reach, moving the way that feels good to you. Ready, your chest, just roll to the right side. Maybe take a couple breaths here. Let your hands come under your head. Make a little pillow. Just take a couple breaths. And then when you're ready, you can push your hands down, come to a seated position. We'll meet together with our eyes closed and our hands in front of our hearts. Anjali Mudra. And one more time to seal in our practice, our time together, the sound of Om. Deep breath in. We softly bow our head to our heart, our head to each other's hearts. For all of that hard work and that determination, that challenge, the love and the support you always give each other, it's to you that I bow. Namaste. Thanks, crew. Good to see everyone. You know, if you have any questions or anything, something feels weird, definitely get me before you go. Maybe I'll see y'all soon. If not, later. You're welcome. Good to see you. Home crew, if you need me, hit me up.